ons gaan aan met die stelling van Pythagoras. We are going forth with the theorem of Pythagoras, which says that there's squares on the hypotenuse side of a right-angled triangle, and those squares add up to these squares on the other two sides. Die hele stelling van Pythagoras gaan oor die vierkant op die skynsy van 'n reghoekige driehoek, wat gelyk is aan die som van die twee vierkante op die twee reghoeksye. Nou hierdie ding het ek opgelos vir jou om nog weer daarna te kyk, so that you can still see it. You have done this in your book, don't do it again. Jy het klaar hierdie skets geteken. Die rede daar agter is dat jy fisies kon sien, as jy tel, is hier 25 vierkantjies, en hierdie 5 is 9, en hierdie is 6, en saam tel 16 en 9 op na 25. The reason why I did this, you're not going to do it ever again, is to see that the squares that you get on this hypotenuse side, 25, adds up to the 16 and the 9 on the other two sides. Wat sê die stelling van Pythagoras? Elke keer gaan ek vir jou vra om dit saam met my te herhaal, al is jy by die huis. Ons kan nou nie 'n koor maak nie, we can't make a choir, but I want you to repeat with me. The theorem of Pythagoras says that in a right-angled triangle, the square on the hypotenuse side is equal to the sum of the squares on the other two sides. In Afrikaans, die stelling van Pythagoras sê dat in 'n reghoekige driehoek sal die vierkant op die skynsy gelyk wees aan die som van die vierkante op die ander twee sye. Dis 'n mondvol. It's a long sentence, but you have to repeat it for yourself until you know it. When you sit in the bath, or when you sit on the chair in front of the television before you put it on, you're going to say first, in a right-angled triangle, the square on the hypotenuse side is equal to the sum of the squares on the other two sides. Wanneer jy daar sit en niks het om te doen nie, en voordat jy jou kos gaan eet, dan sê jy gou vir jouself die stelling van Pythagoras, wat sê, as ek 'n reghoekige driehoek het, dan is die vierkant op die skynsy gelyk aan die som van die vierkante op die ander twee sye. You've got to repeat and repeat and repeat it again. Goed, graad 8. Hierdie spesifieke driehoekie met die sye 4 en 3 en 5 noem ons die goue driehoek. This specific triangle with the sides 3 and 4 and 5 in a right-angled triangle we call the golden triangle. Jy kan dit neerskryf vir jouself. Daar's dus 'n goue reël vir reghoekige driehoek, but baie belangrik, very important. It has to be a right-angled triangle. You are only going to work with a right-angled triangle if you're working with Pythagoras. Onthou jy begin met in 'n reghoekige driehoek. In a right-angled triangle, the following is true. Only in a right-angled triangle. As dit nie reghoekig is nie, kan jy nie Pythagoras gebruik nie. The only reason why I'm allowed to bring Pythagoras closer and use it is because it's a right-angled triangle. Het ek het nou genoeg gesê. Omdat dit reghoekig is, mag jy Pythagoras gebruik. So die eerste ding wat ek wil hê jy moet doen is om altyd te sê, luister, I know that it's a right-angled triangle because it was given. Want as jy dit vir my sê, dan weet ek, jy weet. Jy kan net Pythagoras gebruik as dit 'n reghoekige driehoek is. When you tell me that it's 90, I know you can only use Pythagoras if it's 90. Are there sums that don't have a 90 and you can work out sides? Yes, but you'll have to wait a few years before you get there. Or at this stage, you'll only be able to work with Pythagoras. If not, it's not in your syllabus for a few years yet what to do then. So as jy weer dat B90 is, dan gaan jy net die stelling van Pythagoras neerskryf. Now we've got to actually do the sums. En die sommetjie gaan wees, as ek opsie, I wrote it wrong, it isn't AB that I'm looking for, I've got AB. AB is 4, BC is 3, and I'm looking for AC. So as ek nou vir sy AC soek, gaan ek nou met hierdie stelling van Pythagoras werk, wat sê, nou luister nou mooi na my woorde, die vierkant op die skynsy, the square on the hypotenuse side, hoe skryf ek die vierkant op die skynsy? Die skynsy, kwadraat, onthou vierkant en kwadraat is dieselfde ding. Die kwadraat op die skynsy is gelyk aan die kwadraat, som van die kwadraat op die ander twee sye. Die vierkant op die skynsy is gelyk aan die som van die vierkante op die ander twee sye. Hoor jy hoe maklik sê juffrou dit? Jy moet dit ook so kan sê. Die vierkant op die skynsy is gelyk aan die som. Wat beteken som? Tel bymekaar. Die vierkant van hierdie sy, met ander woorde AB se kwadraat, plus hierdie sy se kwadraat, met ander woorde BC kwadraat. There is the theorem of Pythagoras. I'm going to say it again in English. If I ask you for AC, you must say that AC is the hypotenuse side, and the square of the hypotenuse side is equal to the sum. Sum means add of the square on the other two sides added together. So it's side AB and side BC added together. Mag jy maar BC eerste skryf en AB tweede skryf. Can you swap these two around and write BC square first and AB second? Yes, you can. En nou hier is jou rede. Usually we have a reason in geometry, like sum of the angles of a triangle, angles opposite equal sides, corresponding angles. Wat gaan jou rede hier wees? PYTH, Pythagoras. Dit is wat Pythagoras sê. Dat die vierkant op die skynsy is gelyk aan die som van die vierkante op die ander twee sye. That's always going to be step number 1. Ek soek die skynsy. Nou gaan ek sê, en dit gaan nie altyd die skynsy wees, not always going to be the hypotenuse side, but one thing at a time. So nou gaan ek vervang, substitution. So I know that AB is 4. Jy weet dat AB is 4, so jy moet staan 4 kwadraat. Remember to use your brackets. En BC is 3. So BC is 3 kwadraat. Use your brackets when you do substitution. En dit gee ons nou vir my AC kwadraat. Now you take your calculator and you work this out. You can even do it all one shot together. Remember, I am a promoter of the calculator use for you grade 8s. But you're going to do it with your own brain. If you said 4 square is 16, 3 square is 9, which gives me 25. And you will see that I use the golden triangle again. Ek het die goue driehoek weer gebruik. Hulle gebruik hom verskriklik baie in jou lewe. It's used more often than not. So I want you to see this golden triangle very carefully and sort it out. So now I know that AC square is 25. But now, how will I get rid of that square? Remember, this is an equation. So in an equation, if I want to get rid of that square, I'm going to say square root. Maar wat jy links doen, moet jy regs doen. Onthou jy vergelykings, this is still an equation. What I do on the left, I do on the right. So if I have the square, but I only want AC, I'm going to square root it. And the square root of 25 is 5. It's actually 5 or minus 5, because if you ask yourself what times what is 25, it can be minus 5. But remember, we're talking about the length of a side. Ons praat van die lengte van 'n sy wat nie kan negatief wees nie. So eintlik, as ek vir jou vra wat kwadraat is 25, moet jy vir my sê of 5 of min 5. So actually you should be saying negative 5 as well, but that's not applicable because the length of the side in the triangle can't be a negative length. Die lengte kan nie negatief wees nie. Daarom is AC net 5. And here's your first Pythagoras sum that you've done with me. So you're going to get a mark for knowing that it's 90 degrees, and that's why you can use Pythagoras, the reason, and for writing Pythagoras. For the substitution, and then basically for when you get the answer 25, and when you get the square root of that. So a normal average Pythagoras sum is about 6 marks. What is it all about? Waarvoor gebruik ons dan met ander woorde Pythagoras? As ek 2 sye het om die derde sy uit te werk, en het ek jou geleer, gaan sit hom daar op waar jy hom gekry het. What you find out, please put it on the sketch. Wat jy gekry het, sit dit op die skets. Want nou het jy ons al die sye. So waarvoor gebruik ons Pythagoras? As jy 'n sy wil kry as 2 sye gegee is. So 2 sye was gegee, ek soek die derde sy. Why do you use Pythagoras? Or what for do you use Pythagoras? To calculate one of the sides if 2 sides are given. So there will be different scenarios in your life to come, but for now, for Pythagoras, I have to give you 2 sides so that you can work out the third side. Do you see the theorem of Pythagoras? Actually, we should be drawing the little squares, ons moet eintlik daai vierkante gaan teken. Ons gaan dit nooit ooit weer doen nie, maar sien jy hom? So daai sal 5 wees, dan sal daai 4 en daai 3 wees en dit kan niks anders wees as saam mekaar gaan werk vir hierdie scenario nie. Will there be a different triangle? Yes, there will. I'm going to show you another one. Good. Voorbeeld nummer 2. So when do I use the theorem of Pythagoras? If I give you 2 sides and I'm asking for the third. Wanneer gebruik jy dit? As ek vir jou 2 sye gee en ek vra vir jou vir die derde sy. Dit hoef nie altyd die skynsy te wees nie, maar vir vandag kyk ek net na die skynsy. It doesn't always have to be the hypotenuse side. Hoe weet jy waar is die skynsy? How do you know where the slant side, the hypotenuse side is? Daar, teenoor daai 90 grade hier sit jou skynsy. This is where your slant side or your hypotenuse side is. Always opposite the 90 degree. So that was the 90 degrees, so that's the slant side. If I do this to the triangle, this will be the slant side. This will be the hypotenuse side. Dit gaan jou skynsy wees. Opposite to the 90 degrees, that will be your slant side, because you're going to have to know where the slant side is, where the hypotenuse side is. So as ek kyk na hierdie skynsy, dan weet ek mos nou wat sê Pythagoras. First of all, can I use Pythagoras? Mag ek met Pythagoras werk? Wat gee vir jou die go ahead? What is the ticket to get to Pythagoras? You're going to tell me, listen, I know R is 90, that's why I've got the ticket. Dis gegee, dis hoekom kan ek na Pythagoras toe gaan en wat sê Pythagoras? Hierdie skynsy, wat sy naam? PQ, kwadraat. This slant side, this hypotenuse side, name PQ. This square is equal to the sum of the squares of the other 2 sides, and the other 2 sides are QR and PR. Sien jy dat jy elke keer daai woorde in jou kop sê, die vierkant op die skynsy is gelyk aan die som van die vierkante op die ander 2. Say, and don't forget to give Pythagoras credit for his wonderful theorem. You have to have the reason it's worth a mark. Jy moet dit byskryf. So jy moet sê dis 90, die ticket om by Pythagoras uit te kan kom. Write down the theorem, write down Pythagoras. For a grade 8 child, you've got to do every little step. So now, substitution. QR is 8 and PR is 15. But remember how we did substitution? Everything stays the same. And you just put the brackets where you substitute. Now you can show me step by step, or you can even just give me the answer here, which will be 289. But if you show the steps, it's going to be 8 square, 15 square, which gives me a certain answer. Use your calculator. Now what's this answer? The answer for PQ square. Remember that Pythagoras is not add these 2 together and it gives you that. No, it's the square on this side equal sum to the sum of this square on this side will give me the total square on that side. Sien jy daai ding in jou brein? Do you see it in your mind's eye? The square on this side, so it's 15 square. The square on this side, so it's 8 square. There's 64 little squares there, which we're not going to draw. Kan jy dink hoe gaan dit lyk? En as ek 298, so hier moet 289, hierso wees, 289 little squares there. Thank heavens we don't have to draw it every time. And then what do we do to get the square away? We're in an equation. What you do on the left, you do on the right. So that means the square is gone and I'm left with PQ. Wat was die doel van die kwadraat en die wortel? Die kwadraat en die wortel kanselleer mekaar uit. If I square something and square root it again, I've done nothing to it. As ek hom kwadreer en weer wortel, dan ek ons niks gedoen nie. En die wortel dan daarvan is 17. Sakrekenaars. Actually it's 17 or minus 17. Because 17 times 17 is plus 289. Minus 17 times minus 17 is 289. So both of them, 17 and minus 17, should actually be the answer. But we're going to say not applicable, nie van toepassing. En vir 'n graad 8 kind hoef jy dit nou nie eers te skryf nie. Ons is mos in 'n driehoek. How can this side be negative 17? It's 17 units long. It can't be negative. It doesn't fit with the sum. Net so dat jy die basiese het al van julle ouens wat so mooi skerp is, dat jy sal weet, daar's eintlik 2 antwoorde as ek sê vierkantswortel, vir later in jou lewe ook, maar vir hierdie sommetjie pas die minus nie, want daai antwoord is ons 'n positiewe lengte. Jy kry ons 'n positiewe lengte materiaal, jy kan nie 'n minus 2 meter materiaal by die materiaalwinkel gaan koop nie. You cannot go to the material shop and ask for minus 2 meters of material. Okay, lengths, distances can't be negative. Goed, juffrou gaan vir jou een sommetjie gee wat jy net vir my moet probeer en dan gaan ons volgende keer weer aangaan. And please watch the video again. This is crucial. You can ask a matric normal math child, they do this all the time. You can ask the literacy math children in grade 12 if they still do Pythagoras, they do. This is something you're going to keep with you forever. Ask your mom and dad if they can still remember Pythagoras. Vra 'n bietjie vir jou ma en pa. Pythagoras is oralste. Dis jou enigste sommetjie en elke keer sal jy sien ek noem die driehoek ietsie anders. I can call the triangle whatever I like, all the alphabet letters. I call this one X, Y, Z. Can I use Pythagoras? Why can I use it? Because Y is equal to 90 first, say that. Then you're going to use the theorem of Pythagoras. Do I have two sides? Yes, then I can go ahead and get the third side which was asked, XZ was asked. Ek kan die derde sy kry want ek het twee sye wat gegee was. Stappie vir stappie, presies soos die voorbeeld. Al die goedjies moet daar wees dat jy nie punte gaan verloor nie. Maak seker jy verstaan hom want ons nog baie om te doen hierso. Goed.